#1 New York Times bestselling author Scott Sigler brings you The Rookie, Season 1 of the Galactic Football League series, a high-octane mashup of sci-fi, crime fiction, and sports, free wherever you listen to podcasts.
Audiohm.
Audiohm Media presents Young's Infinite City, created by Dolan.
I know this place.
It's Trinity Church in Copley Square, where Rosalind and I got married.
That was a good wedding.
I'm glad you remember it.
You were a good couple.
We still are.
It looks different. There's no color in the stained glass. It's just clear.
That carpet down the aisle should be red, not black. There's no color at all in here.
Three times? It's gotta be after 9 o'clock at least.
3 o'clock was the time we got married.
It's too dark for me to see details. I've only got the moonlight through the windows, so I'm seeing shapes and shadows. You're my eyes.
Someone's gone wild in here. Down there, they've toppled the pews like dominoes.
You smell that?
I see it too. They broke apart some of the pews and burned them in a campfire.
No, I mean the other smell.
I smell it. It's over here.
Oh.
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 Damn it.
How many are there? Oh.
7. And they're in bad shape. 7 men stripped naked. A lot of bullet holes. Wait. I recognize the face. What's left of it? They're my men.
I don't mean to sound callous, but is there anything on them worth saving?
They're all naked. There's nothing on them.
How do you think your men got in? They didn't have keys.
We saw multiple access points on the map. They probably bypassed the main gate, found a back door, and scanned their way in with your biodata.
You gave them my biodata?
Your biodata is in the natural law systems. The Infinite City doesn't run on the same system, but it's still your mother's mind we're talking about.
Should we keep moving?
Yeah, let's do that.
Ah, thank God for the moonlight. Look at all this. And now Tower's right across the street. God, it's unsettling to see it twisted like that.
Gracious, Rosalind, you've been busy. How much of this was here when she brought you?
This is all new to me.
It's disquieting to see everything clustered together like this, isn't it? Trinity Church and NL Tower are a mile apart in Boston. And yet here they are, right next to each other.
There's Harvard's brick wall over there. We're walking on cobblestones. You wouldn't see these around NL Tower or Copley Square.
That's interesting. There's a beer bottle in the street. Nice to know there's time to party in the Infinite City.
There's no Milky Way tonight. Too much moon.
Still more than I've ever seen in Boston. More stars than I've seen in ages. What the hell is that?
I recognize it. It's the weekly siren from San Francisco. It goes off every Tuesday at noon.
I never lived in San Francisco.
My mother did.
The church bell, the siren. You think the city's this noisy all the time, or is it because we're here?
You think these are alerts?
I hope so. Maybe Rosalind will hear it and she'll come find us.
That would make things easier.
Wait,
What is it?
I thought I saw movement. Somewhere over there. Might be nothing. I'm on edge. This area looks familiar.
We're in Cambridge. See all the triple-deckers? I think this was here before, when my mom took me here. The area didn't have as many houses, but it feels the same. It looks like the neighborhood where I grew up. If I'm right, somewhere around here, she built that replica of the house where I grew up. Oh, hold up. I think I see it. It's here.
She showed me pictures of the real thing. I thought it would be more compact.
The real place is tiny, maybe 1,700 square feet. It was built back in 1889. They didn't build them big back then.
It's sinister. The whole house, it's leaning to the side, isn't it? Like it might fall over. Shit, a light went on upstairs.
That's the master bedroom.
Am I seeing this right?
There's a woman in there. She's thin. That's Mom.
Rosalind, what the hell are you doing here?
Well, we found her. Mom. Mom.
Rosalind? Why aren't you answering us?
Mom, turn around. Why are you brushing your hair?
Say something. Turn around.
Save it for the guests.
What the fuck? Who are you? Why do you look like my mother?
Why aren't you in your places? You heard the siren.
What? What are you... What does the siren mean?
Have you been here for so long you forgot? Jesus, be a goddamn professional. It's the one thing you had to remember. The siren means get to your places. The siren means we got guests.
What the hell are you talking about?
You're a Grace. You should be at the church. Or somewhere else. You're a Dalton. God knows where you're supposed to be. I've never seen one of you before.
Fuck, she hired a lookalike.
Did Rosalind Young hire you as a double?
Stop dicking around. She hired me as an actress, same as you both.
I'm not a fucking actor.
He's not. Really. I'm not either. Sorry, darling, but we're the guests.
You're messing with me.
Afraid not, love.
You're shitting me. Oh my God! It's really you! It's really you! Never thought I'd actually meet one of you. Either of you. Both of you. Oh my God! After being here so long, I never thought I'd see anyone, to be honest. You know, except for the other actors, but they don't really count, if you get me.
It's okay, love.
How many actors are we talking about?
You're really her son. Wow. I didn't even know what you looked like. I guess I pictured someone skinny. Like her. Like me.
What's your name?
Edie.
Edie? How many actors are in the city?
In the city? I don't know. I've seen maybe 9 other Rosalinds. I'm good friends with 2. I pass other actors in the hallways. Like any other job, you know. You can't meet everyone.
Edie, do you know where my mother could be?
Are you serious? The actual Dr. Young is here?
We're trying to find out.
I didn't think she came here. I've never seen her. Or maybe I did and I just thought she was another Rosalind, you know, not the real Dr. Young.
Edie, if you were to guess, where do you think the real Rosalind Young would be? If she were here at all? Is there a central office, some kind of headquarters?
You're her son. Don't you know?
My question too.
If there are offices, I've never seen them. Edie, guess, please.
Well, there's always the big house. You can't get in. It's not like the rest of the city where all the doors are open. The big house has extra security.
What kind of security?
You've seen the guns at the city gate? They got those at the big house too. If someone tried to break in, there wouldn't be much left of them.
Do you know how to get there?
And now that I can help you with.
Do you have a map?
None of us has a map. But I can tell you which way to go. When you get out of this house, take this street to the end. The urban part of the city ends and you'll be in open grassland. You'll see the barge. Go around it.
The barge?
You can't miss it. Full payload and everything.
Can you take us?
With all the bandits out there? I don't think so.
There are bandits in here.
Makes sense, given what we found at the church.
Found what?
How many have you seen, Edie?
Loads of them, these days. That's why the actors stick to the tunnels.
Can we use the tunnels, then?
The tunnels won't get you to the big house. No one has a map of the tunnels either, and it's an endless maze down there. Once I tried to map it out with a few friends, but we only got so far. They go on forever. You'll get there if you go the way I told you. But you'll want one of these.
Damn it.
What are you doing with a pulse gun, Edie?
We all get one. Didn't you hear me tell you about the bandits? It's a beauty, isn't it? One of the new models, maybe a year or two old. I know you must have seen one of these, right?
Yes, I have.
Take it. It's yours anyway. We've got more guns in the tunnels. This one's low on juice, but it works fine. It's your tech, so you probably know your way around it. You flip this switch here, and it warms up. Doesn't take too long. When the light goes from red to green, you're good to go.
Are you staying here?
I've already met our guest, haven't I? When you leave, I'm headed back underground. I hope you find her.
The tall buildings block out the moonlight. What do you see?
Imagine Boston's financial district, but menacing.
Are they one of us?
We'd know if they were. Shut your mouth.
You don't need it yet. They're hiding from us as much as we're hiding from them.
Just the same. Those aren't the bells from Trinity Church.
They're from the clock tower at Cal Berkeley. Do you see something that looks like the Washington Monument?
I see it. Funny. I thought it was the Washington Monument.
Who knows? That might be in here too.
Hey, look across the street here, on the corner. You see it?
I can barely make it out. What's the sign say? King of Steaks.
Where your mother and I had our first date after a conference in Chicago. I had filet and asparagus with raspberry reduction sauce. Let's go inside.
You think my mother's in there?
I just want to see what's inside, all right?
You see that? A light flickered on.
Is someone in here?
Maybe the lights come on for the guests. It's cozy in here. A lot of leather.
We sat at this table here, by the window. That candle was here. A real wax candle like this one, with a real flame. Burned down to this exact height.
Hello? I don't think there are any actors in here.
Maybe it's not important enough. The church wasn't. Let's go.
Thank God I can see the sky again. Wow, there it is. This thing's full size.
You've never seen one up close, have you?
Pictures don't do it justice.
Full payload too. Hardly looks like the ship could support it. How do you like to describe it? A swollen tick?
Sometimes I just call it a big marshmallow.
More impressive in person, isn't it?
This is what everyone's fighting over. Given that this thing could bring about the end of the world, it seems pretty small.
You fucking jackass. Someone's over there, on the far side of the barge.
I can't see.
It's a ways away. My distance vision is better in the dark.
Want to go make friends? Maybe it's another Rosalind Young.
Hopefully it's the real one. If not, I hope it's another me. So long as I don't have to see another one of you.
If these are bandits, is a handheld pulse gun gonna be enough to take on a gang?
Do you know how this thing works? It emits a sonic pulse that auto-targets and calibrates its intensity and spread, depending on the distance. Sniper at distance, shotgun at close range. So long as there's a charge, I don't need a reload. I could take out a whole platoon from 100 feet away without them knowing what hit them.
I know what it does. It delivers a sonic pulse that turns your brain into oatmeal and makes your heart explode. At the right intensity, it'll turn a body into soup. I saw what it can do back at the lodge. You still think you're the good guys. Why aren't they moving?
Something's off. They haven't moved since I spotted them. Hold up. Right there to our left, see it? Another person's laid out in the grass.
Ah, shit!
Is he dead?
He's lying face down and not moving.
Let's keep going.
I need to see.
Why?
Because I give a shit about people. He's been dead a while. I'm guessing he starved to death? But there's no smell, no decomposition.
What are you doing?
I'm lifting his head up so I can see his face. Look at his anguish. Damn it, I know what this is.
What is it?
It's an exhibit, Grace. Take a look. See the sheen on the outside of the body, the way it catches the moonlight? It's plastination. It's how you preserve a body for hundreds of years. This man will be in agony for eons. You know what this big grassy field is? It's a savanna. From any of the countries that have died out from drought and famine. It's a diorama.
Why would she do this?
Maybe she's showing us her entire life, the pretty and the ugly. Honestly, I don't care. You said the figures up there haven't moved since you spotted them. Let's go and see what my mom's done to them.
Yep. We got a corpse propped up with a rifle at his feet, shellacked so he looks like he died 5 minutes ago. His chest was torn open from a pulse gun. You know what? He's probably a real pirate or a bandit that was gunned down in a skirmish. My mother stole his body and coated it in plastic. That man back there is probably a real man who died of starvation. She stole the dead and put them on display as a tribute to her life. I got this is a city of fucking horrors. And you wonder why I changed my name. Shit, get down. Grace, are you fucking crazy? Get down.
You can get up now.
Looks like we found the big house. Bigger than the real thing. I assume you haven't painted the real house black?
Ours is still cornflower blue. Just the way you saw it the last time you were there. 7 years ago, was it?
You know where we are? This is the first dot on the map. The one just beyond the water barge.
I can see why people wouldn't try to break in. Look at the cannons on the lawn.
Based on those bodies, a few people tried. Those aren't shellacked. You can smell them from here.
There's a biodata scanner by the front gate.
Might as well get this over with.
Rosalind? Rosalind! It's us, love. Let us in. You're not going to give it a go?
If she's here, she's either heard you or seen us on camera. If she was going to let us in, the gate would have opened.
She's going to make us use the scanner.
Looks like it.
Bitch.
Input required.
All right, fine. Damn it. It pricked my hand. Shit. I'm bleeding.
ID accepted. Additional input required. Enter biodata from second level 2 user or level 1 user.
What the hell? Those cannons just aimed at us.
Additional input required.
What? What the fuck, Rosalind? Screw this. There's got to be another way inside.
Do not run, or you will be fired upon.
Are you fucking kidding?
Additional input required.
I'm not in the system.
But it's not the same system.
Fuck it. Yikes. That's smart.
ID accepted. Access granted.
She needed 2 of us.
Or one of her. I assume she's the level 1 user. And we're level 2s.
Let's go home. Rosalind, I'm pissed and you better be here. And the lights are on. I feel like we're dancing on one of those giant pianos where the keys light up.
Is this what the house looks like now?
More or less. Shouldn't change the inside that much. But there's that.
A giant mural of a skull with wings. Like the cemetery.
Like the cemetery. In our actual house, she keeps a display case with a tombstone rubbing. It's got the same skull on it. The version in our home is, well, the dimensions of a tombstone. But that's how I knew there was something in the graveyard. Rosalind?
She's not here.
Damn it! What else is around here? Well, fuck me. See that?
The hole in the wall?
That's one of the bullet holes from her evening shooting sprees. See? There are other holes over there. And more there. At the real house, we plastered and painted the morning after. Seeing all these together. Christ, it looks like someone skinned a Dalmatian in here. Let's look over here by the stairs. And... yep. Here it is. This is a bullet hole from the night she shot me. The one that went through my arm. How could you keep these here, Rosalind?
Check everywhere. Check upstairs.
Charles.
Mom? Mom? Oh no. Oh God. Mom.
Oh no.
Oh, Mom.
The name's Harry Dolowich from New York City, and I'd like you to join me with the help of an incredible cast of actors like Richard Kind, Louis Black, Melanie Linsky, and Bobby Cannavale for the unbelievable true story of how I rose from nothing to something after taking over the one business the mafia was too blind to see. The chocolate syrup business. So, come slurp up the first 10 fizzy installments of King of the Egg Cream, wherever you get your podcasts.
Thank you for watching Corkboard. Current temperature is 87 degrees Fahrenheit, 30 degrees Celsius. Corkboard, whatever the news, wherever you are.
Today marks the 35th anniversary of when Rosalind Young won the Nobel Prize. The mother of the Megasorbent became the youngest winner of the Nobel Prize for chemistry, a distinction held for more than a century by Frédéric Joliot, who won the prize in 1935 when he was 35 years old. Young was 31 years old. To commemorate the anniversary, we replay an interview from the day the prize was announced.
Rosalind Young grew up in a family of scientists. Her father, Foster Young, made a distinguished career as an astrophysicist based at the MIT Kavli Institute and part of the team that identified the Erebus D planet, 5.6 light-years from Earth. Her mother, Eloise Young, is a botanist who earned much renown for her work in restabilizing the biodiversity in deciduous forests. They named their only child after Rosalind Franklin, the largely overlooked member of the team that determined the structure of DNA. Desmond Hofstra, professor and her faculty advisor at the University of California, Berkeley, commented on Young's accomplishment.
I always thought her name might be a jinx. That might seem irrational, but I couldn't help but think that name would either be a boon or a curse. I find it not only exhilarating to see Dr. Young's work given the recognition it deserves, but I also can't help but feel this sense of redemption. or at least a balancing of the cosmos, if you will, to see someone with her name propelled to the apex of science.
Most people by now have heard of Rosalind Young and her revolutionary innovations in the realm of absorbents. Her invention of the megasorbent and its application to capture massive amounts of rainfall has changed the ability of humanity to provide for itself. Her focus on water started as a child. Young recalls.
I distinctly remember my mother showing me images as a child. Deserts where cities had been, swamps where rising seas mixed with the coastal aquifers and turned the whole area into marsh. It was drummed into me from an early age that of the many things that could wipe out human life, water scarcity was perhaps the biggest crisis. A dry planet would kill us faster than anything else.
She developed peculiar habits as a child.
I used to hoard water. The water crisis wasn't what it is now, but I was protective of it. I froze Tupperware containers of water and labeled them Rosalind H2O.
This passion to address water scarcity followed her through her academic career and culminated in a thesis that conceived of a new form of chemical.
Her doctoral thesis built on the work of hundreds of scientists who have developed sorbent materials, or materials that absorb fluid. Now, sorbents have been around in some form for ages. Centuries ago, before the term sorbents were even coined, these organic absorbent materials included moss, sawdust, hay, feathers, even ground corn cobs. They could absorb anywhere between 3 and 15 times their own weight. After natural organic sorbents came natural inorganic sorbents, things like clay, wool, sand. You get the idea. These absorbed between 4 and 20 times their own weight. Then we had synthetic sorbents like polyurethane, polyethylene, and polypropylene, and they could absorb up to 70 times their own weight. They're used to clean up things like oil spills. The major leap forward with Rosalind's innovation is that her chemical structure could absorb roughly 20,000 times its own weight.
This introduced a new category of material, which Young termed a megasorbent. After earning her doctorate, Young promptly patented the new compound and created a new company, Natural Law, to manage its production.
Rosalind's new compound was in and of itself a landmark invention, but just as brilliant was her application for this invention. Sorbents had always been used for cleanup duty. They were the sponge that cleaned the planet's kitchen counters. Rosalind saw something with greater potential. She focused on the capture of fresh water.
It was born out of a thought I had since I was a child. Oceans cover 2/3 of the planet. When it rains, only 1/3 of that rain falls on land. There's always been a reserve of fresh water, just nothing to capture it. We had 3 main challenges. First, the material had to be strong enough not to collapse on itself when it reached full capacity. Second, the compound had to only capture fresh water and include a membrane that would filter out chemicals and toxins. Third, and most critical, the megasorbent had to know when to stop growing. We needed to make a material that wouldn't just keep growing out of control until it burst like a water balloon. It took 3 iterations before we got to the M3 compound. And so far, it's been doing pretty well.
When asked how she felt when she heard the news, she had this to say.
I was running a half marathon, and my husband told me at the end of the race. Honestly, I thought I wasn't hearing him right. It was 112 degrees during the run, and I almost dropped from heat stroke. It didn't really sink in. I went to bed, and when I woke up, I thought I'd been delirious.
While studying at Berkeley, she met a fellow student named Brendan Fisher, who was earning his MBA at the time. 3 years after she earned her PhD, and 2 years after the commercial launch of M3, the two were married. Last year, the couple welcomed their first child into the world, Dalton Fisher Young.
If you ask me, Dalton is my greatest accomplishment, and my biggest motivator. I'm working to make the planet a better place for him.
When asked if she expects her son to follow in her footsteps, Young commented,
I'm not sure what he'll end up doing, but I expect him to be exceptional. Young's Infinite City was created by Alex Dolan, produced by Alex Dolan and Audiohm Media, and co-written by Alex Dolan and Vince Dajani. Starring Gavin Bentley as Charles Davis, Maria Gbeleyi as Grace Adamu, and Emma Sherr-Ziarko as Rosalind Young. Also featuring performances by Bill Roberts, Winn Manning, Juliette Angeli, Zigmas Dobiliauskas, Kristen Udowitz, Andrea Richardson, Nero Scott, Jez Sands, Ray Hurd, Byron Kerr, Georgia McKenzie, Mark Allen, Chris Harris-Beechey, Akshdeep Singh, Paul Greene-Dennis, and Jason Webb. Sound design by Oliver Morris and Chris Harris-Beechey. Line layout and QA by Chris Harris-Beechey. Mixing and mastering by Brad Colbrook. For more information, visit www.infinitecity.net or www.alexdolan.com.
Hey, it's Mae Whitman, and I play Frankie in the new Realm podcast, The Sisters. The Sisters is about a museum curator of medical oddities who investigates the origins of a mutated skeleton with 2 layers of bones.
7 ribs are completely fused. And you have no idea where this came from?
No, she was sent here anonymously.
Not she. They, maybe?
Wait.
I've never seen anything like this.
Soon, she uncovers an extraordinary mystery that connects her present with one family's tragic past in hauntingly dangerous ways.
My grandfather was a journalist back in the 60s and 70s. He specialised in strange stories.
Who are they? How are they connected to the skeleton?
Play the tape. You'll see.
Listen to The Sisters wherever you get your podcasts.
We dream about it. We both dream about it.
How often?